If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? These women. Okay, now, bit of
Interesting news.
yeah.
Not saying it's good, not saying it's bad, just saying it's interesting. So, there's a new Ghostbusters movie coming out.
And it's a remake.
And it's a remake. It has no connection at all with the previous films or the previous continuity.
Considering how Bill Murray was being a kind of a dick about not coming back, and he took so long that apparently Harold Ramis died.
Yeah.
That really axed off any chances.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we did get a Ghostbusters 3. It's a great video game that's right over there for the PS3.
Yeah, which, honestly, considering how anal Bill Murray's been about a film, I'm surprised he came to do a game.
Yeah. So, and by the way, Ghostbusters is a great game. Play it.
It is. It's an awesome game. Like, so yeah, if you want your Ghostbusters 3 with Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Bill Murray, there you go.
Okay. Now,
And
here come the remake. And the remake is going to star 4 women. Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Katie McKinnon.
Who, and who?
Well, they're very talented, I hear. Comedians. They have clout. They've been in some stuff. Okay, like one has been like in Bridesmaids, and like forgive us, we don't watch a lot
Crap.
Well, that's harsh. I apologize for Will. We don't, like I said, it's just not our forte.
Pop culture.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So 4 women are starring in Ghostbusters. What do you think?
I don't have a problem with women or men being Ghostbusters at all. My problem is I really don't have high hopes for this film. Not because it's women or anything like that, but...
Already. You can hear I've been seeing all these feminist websites jumping all over this.
But
now,
no.
This is the greatest thing ever. And now all these people who are hating this movie are all just sexist. And
no, that's not what it's about.
No.
Like, honestly, if you want my opinion, this is what I truly think and what I believed. The concept for Ghostbusters as a film by itself sucked. The idea was ludicrous and it was just overall dumb. If you just thought about it by yourself without any prior knowledge or nostalgic anything, just the idea of a Ghostbusters movie or like a movie where you got guys dressing up in costumes.
The main concept was really dumb.
Yeah, the main idea itself was just really dumb, and you can never imagine how this took off.
But
what made it work was you had 3 of the greatest comedians for the time coming together that knew how to bounce off of each other very well with their comedic actions, and they worked together to give you a very funny performance that you latched onto and you found it very relatable, very funny, and that's what made the movie sell.
Yes.
Just them going on these wacky adventures and shenanigans because they looked like nerd characters that would do something like this.
It's one of those movies that just everything just seemed to come together perfectly. It's very much like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Way, where, again, Back to the Future is a movie on face value seems really, really silly.
Yeah, it seems like a dumb concept.
Yes, but
you had the perfect actors of the time.
The right talent, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, and it all came together and worked. The same thing with Ghostbusters. It's one of those films that just works perfectly.
Now, one thing you'd probably be wondering is why couldn't these women do any of that? Well, because like these women look particularly beautiful looking or fine looking.
You brought this up. The first Ghostbuster featured people that looked like
nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like nerds, and they look like the kind of characters that were dimwits that would do something like this. And Ray, Egon, and Peter
was just a straight up con man.
I know, like you had wacky characters that were portrayed by comedians that would do something like this.
Right.
However, you have these women that are fairly good looking, and you'd have to wonder, is there a story that's going with this? Because why would these women all of a sudden decide that they would want to do ghost busting? Because it doesn't sound like something like a typical hot chick would want to do.
That's the problem. All these are 4 very beautiful looking women, and you just ask yourself, okay, why are they
ghost busting?
Right.
Like, is there a story here?
You know, And yeah, you're right. What's going to be the story? Why are they
like what's going to be the driving force for 4 women to actually want to be interested in ghostbusting?
Right.
Like, yeah, for Peter Ray and Egon, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Dan Aykroyd, yeah, you'd believe that these nuts would attempt to do something so stupid.
Right.
And it's funny when they do it because they were a master of the craft.
Right.
But you have, like, it almost seems alien for women to get inside this business. Like, the only woman that was the only woman who was in this business in the original was that one that hooked
Annie
up.
Potts. Yeah,
Yeah, the one that hooked up with.
Because she was the secretary. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ghostbusters.
I know she wasn't really into it.
It was just a job for her. That was so funny about it.
So yeah, could you really see hot women getting into this as like a profession? I can't.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, I guess you can make them out to be kind of nerdish or bookwormish.
But at the same time, wouldn't that be kind of out of their element of comedic fashion? Because if you've seen them in what they do, like in Bridesmaids, they pass for comic relief, sure, but
it's about the tone. And all right, I kind of veer off for a second. Recently, there was a trailer released for the new Fantastic Four movie, and Will had a real big problem with it because the tone didn't.
It just doesn't feel right.
Feel like Fantastic Four. And that's the thing about this Ghostbusters film that I'm concerned about. Is it going to have the right tone? Or are they going to try to change too much? And, again, you can come at things from a different angle.
Because it's Ghostbusters.
Sure.
You can do it however you want.
Right, but
you got to do it. You got to do it with some respect to
with the source material.
Yeah.
Right. It has to be done really with kid gloves. And you can't go into this film hating it simply because it stars women. And unfortunately, there are going to be people who are going to be like that. Like when the first trailer comes out, oh, this trailer sucks, and it doesn't matter what they could have seen. They're going to hate it no matter what. That's wrong. At the other side, you can't go into a film and say, oh, this film is great, and this film is beyond any criticism whatsoever because it stars women, and if you criticize it, you're a sexist. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's because it's not. To me, it's not about that. It's just
I fully believe in men and women being equal. But the thing about, and I totally agree with that. But the thing, like I said, one of the biggest lessons I learned from my parents is that in life you got to take the good with the bad. Mm-hmm. Okay, and if you do bad things, you can't use things like the threat of sexism or or anything like that as a shield to deflect criticism from you. So I will give them a chance. It all depends on the director, the script. If they capture the right tone. Could this movie be good? Sure.
Yeah, it could.
It should.
It might be worth a laugh.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. At the same time, it kind of goes to show you that, we're kind of come to a place now where I guess nothing's sacred. Mm-hmm. Where basically now everything is fair game. I guess I'm just going to have to sit here and wait for the remake of Escape from New York and the remake of Back to the Future, the remake of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Speaking of other things, did you hear that they're making another remake of The Blob?
Oh yeah.
I was like, why?
No, hold on. No.
That'll be the second one. But go ahead.
I think what actually be an interesting concept for a movie is the Who Framed Roger Rabbit tone, but replace the title and instead of cartoon characters, make it them all anime characters. That would make an interesting movie.
Who Framed Guy Chad? That'd be interesting.
So yeah, they're like all. It shows like the Dragon Ball Z characters are just on a set and they're like filming stuff. Wouldn't that be like a really fun movie? Yeah. Like all of these anime characters are just guys doing roles like everyone else. Like oh my god, like
you're flying through the sky. Ah, here goes. Well, hi there, buddy. What are you doing? You're parachuting without a parachute? That kind of dangerous, huh?
Like Eddie Valiant is like Eddie Valiant. He's sitting.
That's a good idea. You should write.
I know. Eddie Valiant's sitting at a bar and he gets served by an old black and white. He's like, Kimba, the White Lion. Yeah, I've still got it.
Yeah, you still got it. You still do.
Yeah, that'd be really, really funny, actually. Yeah, just do that. Yeah, do it. I wouldn't mind a Who like a Who Framed.
We're talking anime characters.
Yeah, but do it with anime characters. That'd actually be really funny.
That is a great idea.
Like you see like Bleach characters walking around and
Oh,
Dragon Ball Z characters walking around. Like it's just that'd be funny.
That would be interesting. Oh, anyway, any final thoughts on the Ghostbusters movie?
It could be good. Again, I have no problem with it being a female cast. I just find it a little concerning as to why would females or why would chicks in general care about ghostbusting. Like I guess it's possible, but even the nerdiest of chicks, I couldn't see like being like, you know what, girls, we should go out and go bust some ghosts. Like it doesn't seem like something even nerdy girls would particularly want to do.